So we are going to start off by prepping the mackerel. I just like to just run the water over it like this, and then I have my pot right here. I'm just going to place that in there. Oops. Just like that. And I'm just going to add some water to it, and I'm going to put in the other one. Let me just remove this quickly. Put in the other one as well. So next I'm going to add in some vinegar, and that basically helps to cut that fresh scent. Alright, lime can be used as well. So I'm just going to use, and throw that in here. And we are going to boil it for roughly 15 minutes or so to get rid of some of that salt. Once it's boiled, I will come back to show you the next step. Here are the seasonings. It's chopped nicely and so forth. I did leave my onions a little bit on the chunky side because I like it. I like to see it like that. And also I did chop up my tomatoes. So here is our mackerel, and it's been roughly 20 minutes. Yeah, so it's been about that time, and this is what our mackerel looks like. It can be pulled apart now, as you can see. So I am going to turn off the stove, and we are going to drain out that water and allow it to cool before we move on to prepping it with the seasonings and all of that. So while we are making our corn dumpling, I'm just going to put on the water to boil. So by the time I'm finished with this bowl, I'm going in with some water followed by some sugar to help with the flavor profile. I'm also adding in some salt to balance out the flavor. Then I'm just going to give that a quick mix, and next we're going in with our cornmeal or corn flour. And I'm also going with some all-purpose flour. I'm just going to start off by mixing with the spoon, and then as I go along I will transition to using my hands. And of course, so I will continue to do that until I shift to my hands. So this is our cornmeal dumpling. I use cornmeal or corn flour dumpling, and the camera actually is not doing it justice, y'all. It's actually yellow in color, pale yellow. So what I'm going to do is just break it down into smaller pieces. You can make it into any size or a shape that you want, and I will check on the water to see if it's ready. Once it's ready, we will make our dumplings and then add it into the water to cook. So here's our water. It's not quite there just yet. We'll give it a couple more minutes, and then we will come back and add in our dumplings. So y'all, the water is boiling. So I'm just going to show you that you can also make a baked dumpling. It is great. Just wanted to show you all. So this is what one looks like. It's kind of like a tongue, I suppose. And then the normal way, which is just do it just like that. Yeah. Put it in like that. I'm going to allow that to cook, and then I'll cover it, and then we'll allow it to cook, and then move back to the mackerel. So here is the mackerel, y'all, and as I said, it's nice and soft. Now the good thing about this is that there are bones, but not a whole lot of bones. Alright, so what I'll do, I'll just try to take out as much of the bones as I can. I will finish off, and I will come back and show you what it looks like. So here is the mackerel all cleaned. I took out, as much bones as I can from the mackerel. So there may be still some bones in between, as well as some of the skin. And once that is done, we are going to allow it to simmer or saute. That's it, yeah, saute for a couple minutes. And once that is done, I'll come back to show you the next step. After a couple minutes, add in your tomatoes and then mix that as well. So you want to mix it really well, and then we are also going to allow it to saute for a couple more minutes before we add in the salted mackerel. So this is what our tomato seasoning mixture looks like, and it is time to add in the mackerel. So here's the mackerel, and I did try to keep it as big as possible. I didn't want to crush it too much, so I add that in, and next I'm just going to mix it around. Once you're going to add the mackerel to the vegetables and the tomatoes, you want to gently mix it around because you don't want the mackerel to mash up further. Alright, you don't want it to break up further. So I'm gently going to mix it around, and of course you can add in any additional seasonings that you may want. So I am going to add in some cayenne pepper, of course. You know, if you have Scotch bonnet, that can be added as well for that extra flavor, as well as pepper sauce, hot pepper sauce that is. Alright, depending on what you would prefer. So I will go ahead and add that in, and of course I'll give it a quick taste to make sure that the salt content is good. And then, yeah. Here is our salted mackerel all done. So here is turn off the heat on it. What I'm going to do is to go ahead and I will plate and come back to show you the final product. And then of course I top it off with the mackerel as well as some of the seasoning that I left remaining. So I really do hope that you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment below, let us know what you think. See you in our next video. Bye. Here I have some of the ground provision all cleaned and peeled, as you can see here, which includes the potato, the dashing, as well as the plantain. Now, as it relates to the green fig or the green banana, I would be cooking it separately. As you can see here, it's a bit on the smaller side. If I was to cook it together with the other provisions, it would definitely melt or crush. So I will be cooking that separately. And I would have shown you a couple videos ago how I cook green banana or green fig. I simply just clean it out really well, slice it down the sides, and you know, cook it like that. So let's go ahead and start cooking. Also, don't forget to add in some salt for flavoring, which is what I'm doing right now. And just a little bit of olive oil to help with the stains. Alright, yeah. And next we're going to cover the pot and allow it to cook. And okay, so I'm adding in my salt, as you can see here. And I'm going to go in with the proportion now. It's almost like boiling, so I'm just going to add it in. And you want to be careful because you don't want to burn yourself. And I'm just going to I'm now adding in my frozen cassava, as I would have mentioned before. So we're going to allow this to come to a boil or start cooking, and then we'll move on to the dumplings. Let's go. Okay, so we are moving on to the dumplings, and here I have some plain flour. I also have some water, and I have here some sugar as well as some corn meal or corn flour. Let's go. Okay, so it's now boiling, so we are going to go in with our dumplings. You can cut it or make it into any shape or size that you want. So, alright, so I will do that and allow it to cook. And we'll come back to show you. So I'm just testing the fig the green banana, and it's actually ready. So I'm going to remove it from the heat and drain it and allow it to cool.
Next, I'm adding in the smoked herrings to a pot with water, and I also did add in some vinegar. I am sorry I did not get that clip, but I did add in some vinegar, which helps with the scent and so forth of the smoked herrings. So we will allow it to boil, and as I did explain before, it helps with the easy extraction of the bones and also get rid of some of that salt.
Okay guys, so I just tested it. It's ready, so now I will remove it from the heat, drain it, and allow it to
Description box below so you can have a look. Now the reason why I am using coconut oil is because of the flavor that it gives the smoked herring, especially. That flavor would definitely have you going back for more and more. So once I add in the oil, I went in with the garlic and onion as well as some green seasoning. You know how we love that here. Next I followed up with the bell peppers as well as the pimento pepper. Once you have add all of these ingredients together, you want to give that a really good mix. So mix it well until it's combined, and once it's nicely mixed together, you want to allow it to saute for a couple minutes so that the flavors of the seasonings can come through and give you that really aromatic flavor smell coming through your kitchen. We're going to go in with the tomatoes whole in a sense. So mix it really well together with the seasoning and then allow it to saute for about a minute or so. Next, add in your smoked herring, and next we are going in with some heat, and I am using cayenne. You know that we love cayenne pepper here at Spice Island Cooking. Black pepper can be used of course, but I just love the flavor of cayenne pepper. And I did add in some salt to help flavor the tomato especially. I did not get that clip, but I did add that in, and you want to mix it in really well until it's combined. Allow it to saute for a few more minutes, and once it's done, just remove it from the heat as you don't want it to dry up. And then next we are going to move on to plating. So here I have a little bit of everything when it comes to the provision as well as the sauteed, I almost said salted, smoked herring. I'm going to start off by adding in my margarine or butter to a mixing bowl, followed by some brown sugar. Next, I am going to use my whisk to cream the butter and sugar. You can also use a hand mixer, guys. So here is the finished product, and the key to having a very smooth creaming process is to ensure that your margarine or butter is at room temperature. Next, I'm going in with some grated ginger, followed by some ground cinnamon, followed by some grated nutmeg. And today I will be using some mixed essence, so I'm going in with that. Also, you can use vanilla essence. Once the ingredients have been added, I'm going to give that a really good mix and come back to show you guys. So here it is nicely mixed. It's time for me to add in my flour. So I'm going to go in with the flour, followed by some baking powder. And also guys, I forgot to show that, but you can also put in a pinch of salt to help bring the flavor together as well. And after I have mixed the flour and baking powder in, this is what it looks like. Next, I'm going in with some coconut milk. You can also go in with some evaporated milk if that's your choice. Here I have some grated coconut that I'm going to add in. You can use either raisin or black currant, whichever one is your preference. Give that a really good mix, and I will come back to show you guys. So here it is nicely mixed, and I'm going to use my ice cream scoop off camera, of course, to scoop it into a lightly greased muffin pan. And here it is, guys, ready to go into the oven. I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees, and I'm going to put that in for about 45 to 50 minutes. And guys, you want to watch it for that, depending on your stove. After that time, I removed it from the oven, and here it is, guys. I'm going to allow it to cool slightly and come back to show you all. So here it is. I'm going to break open one for you guys to see, but here, before we do that, look at this bun. Looks so good, doesn't it? The camera doesn't do it justice, but hey, it was nice and golden brown. So here is our rock bun, guys, and as you would notice, there is very little water and no egg to add to softness, hence the name rock bun. So I do hope that you enjoyed today's video. See you in my next one. Bye bye.